Good day, everybody. This is the Conversation for Two episode. I'm your host, Rahim. This is my guest, Kai.
Hi.
Kai, right. So, Kai is an artist, entrepreneur, um, talented individual, very talented creative. So, we're just going to step into kind of her world and things that are, going around in her life. So, to start off, first off, how are you doing? How are you doing?
Kind of nervous, but I'm fine.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, as I said before, you are the person behind. you are the person behind Russell tattoos. Behind Russell tattoos. So, what was it like creating that business? Like, what kind of got you started into doing tattoos as a venture?
I kind of always wanted to do it, but my parents were like, "Hell no, you can't make money
Oh
off
yeah,
of
yeah,
that."
yeah, yeah.
Starving artist, the
Yeah.
whole
Mm-hmm.
spiel. So then I did animation.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Didn't work out.
that was not for me.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like a cog in a machine, and then just as I was about to leave the country, because God knows
Yeah, it was a struggle.
that was a struggle and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Just as I was about to start giving up, I was like, well, I might as well try. It's not like I'll get paid for the first 3 months or first couple months, couple months actually. So I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. I've always wanted to do it, and everything kind of fell into place after that.
Yeah, because I think one of our friends, Jasmine, she kind of mentioned that like after 2020, there's kind of like a boom for like tattooing and things like that.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Now the industry is a bit oversaturated.
Yeah.
But there's kind of still always space for somebody as long as you're pushing hard enough. But yeah, there's a lot of us, especially in Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah, tattoos gonna come part and parcel. Like I actually wanted to talk more about your process. So, like when, like I've seen your art and I don't want to say that it's evolved more so that it's been more tailored towards tattoos with like the flashes that you created, right?
Yeah.
When you're creating, like when you're drawing, when you're creating those flashes, like what is it that you draw on for inspiration?
Before it used to be just like other tattoo styles, but now I'm making a shift, which I haven't posted much about yet. But I've made a shift towards the weird art.
Oh, okay.
So I'm bringing back the artist part of me because I kind of want to call myself an artist who does tattoos rather than a tattoo artist, because that's not just, Lord knows I pick up everything.
Yeah.
So to draw it down to a single inspiration, Salvador Dali is a big one.
Salvador, I don't know what that is. Who's that?
Boy.
I was supposed to know.
Melting clocks.
Oh yeah. Okay, actually that makes sense now because I remember you had created a piece. I think it was like had like a brain, like a cut over. Oh, okay, so that's where like
that's kind of where I want to take my art. Okay, I'm kind of scared to show it.
Yeah, I mean I get that like as everyone be trying something new, it can be kind of like you're showing a piece of yourself and like opening it up to critique. But like what drew you to his style actually?
It's weird.
It's weird.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
I've always loved fluidity, always had a love for water anyways, and there's something about his art that you can kind of see the fluidness, and there's a flow in it, even if it's just like straight up and down. There's a flow in it that I love because I just quite literally go with the flow.
Yeah.
So I like that part, fluidity.
Okay, because like well, at least from me, from the stuff that I see about it, even though his art is very fluid, it kind of touches on like some very cerebral like elements. It's kind of like, for lack of a better term, it's almost like if you were like looking at normal art, but you just took like a whole bunch of psychedelics.
Low key, yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact: I don't even take any drugs.
Yeah.
My brain's just weird like that.
Yeah. No, but it's okay. So that, I do have to look him up more. But so then, you started Rassel Tattoos, and you've kind of been for lack of a better word, self-employed for like a number of years because we're going. How long have you been in business now?
Oof, a little over a year. It hasn't actually
Yeah,
been that
it
long.
hasn't been now.
No, it feels
It
long
actually feels longer. I thought.
because I've done so many tattoos.
Yeah. Okay.
But and I've done a lot in my first year that typically if I did not have the team that I had
Mm-hmm.
and have, I would not have done half the shit that I've done.
Mm-hmm.
Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Asshole that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not have been able to do half the stuff that I've been able to do in the first year. Like that, been very blessed,
Yeah. Yeah.
to say the least. What was the question? I forgot.
I was asking. I would not because I was asking. I was trying to go and ask like, what are some lessons that you feel like you learned um as an entrepreneur and like getting into this business at tattooing?
I'd say specifically for this industry, which is something that I'm still kind of I need some more discipline, but
Mm.
the biggest thing is if you don't push yourself, you will get nowhere
Right.
because it's very very self-employed.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I don't post, I don't get as much jobs.
Mm.
And I hate posting.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a
So
natural
like
thing.
you can't just stop because everything will stop. That's the biggest thing.
All right. Well, give me 1 second. I just want to make sure that I actually did press record.
Oh my
I did
god.
press record. Thank you. Thank you.
I was about to say we went so smooth
No,
too.
yeah.
That would fucking suck if
No,
you didn't get it
no.
right.
Right. Thank God. All right. So, yeah, because like I do recognize like that hustle, that kind of grind. Whereas, because you live in Canada and like as you said, like the market has become like oversaturated. So like competitiveness is a natural part of that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I just want to know is like when you have to consider that aspect of I'm running this business for myself. Is that something that fit naturally to you, or is that something you kind of have to grow into as you?
I thought I can be very competitive like outside of this,
Mm-hmm.
but because this means so much to me, I don't think that makes any sense, but I've kind of been too scared to shove myself in the direction I need to
Mm.
at the speed I need to go at. Because
Right.
like I said, a lot of things have been happening in
Yeah,
my
yeah,
first
yeah.
year, and I've been kind of overwhelmed because I was not expecting half of the shit that I've been able to do. But sometimes I do get in my way in terms of how far I can go.
Right, right. I
Because
get
I'm
you.
freaking scared.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose it.
Yeah, like you mean like I just want to, if I may, like if I could like, ask more, like is it that like you're scared if you push yourself, you might get too passionate or too involved in it, or is that?
It's I'm gonna choose the words.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to crash and burn out,
Right. Yeah.
which
That
unfortunately I
happens a
do that
lot.
very easily,
Yeah.
and unfortunately I figured that out recently that's
Mm.
because of ADHD.
Right.
You can like go real hard, real fast, and then crash.
Mm-hmm.
So there is partly that, and then it's partly that I want to do the weird art, and I want to do this style that I rarely ever see.
Mm-hmm.
And I still want to cater towards most of my clients are black or people of color.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm scared that if I go the weird art direction,
it might not work out.
It's not gonna work out with the demographic that I have. So that there is that I'm kind of scared of because that actually means a lot to me. That's why I chose the studio that I am in,
Right.
which is primarily owned and run by, not primarily, definitely is owned and run by black or black adjacent.
Oh, okay, I understand. Okay.
There's a lot that goes on in
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I mean, which is in a way the superpower when it comes to people that with like are neurodivergent. But I wanted to ask like so like you talked about passion with like your craft, and I assuming that you do take like some personal joy in what you do. So like
100%.
yeah. So is there like any particular thing about your job that you're like proud of? Like, is it like,
I love the fact that people come to me and they say, permanently mark my skin with your art.
right?
And some artists don't do this, but the way that my process is that they
Mm,
come to me, especially for custom drawings, they come to me, they see something that they like, and I don't copy people's work. I try my
mm.
hardest not to. Copying wording is kind of hard to change,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
when it comes to like hand drawing something, I hand draw everything that I do,
Mm,
and I change everything that somebody brings to me. So every time they come to me, it's a custom piece. It's not exactly what you sent to me in the first
mm,
place.
mm,
So there are moments where somebody comes to me with a laundry list of things that they want to put in a design,
mm.
and then it's up to me to do this design without them even seeing it. They don't even see it until the day of,
Right,
a lot of the time, because I don't want people stealing my work.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that level of trust, that's the biggest thing that I'm proud of.
I think that's a very underappreciated skill because you kind of have to kind of step into like their shoes and kind of embody like what is it that this person might be thinking, what is it that what their likes or dislikes, or what is that where their mind might be at to kind of create a piece around both their requests and kind of I guess you would say like kind of go a step beyond to kind of add something, add like your own personal touch that kind of goes like give them what they asked for and then something more.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I is a very
it's hard, but I love the
yeah,
challenge.
yeah. I would say it's very. I kind of steps into and design
Yep.
thinking in that regard. Um, so we talked about your job and we talked about your journey going through that. Like, now I want to ask you is in regards to your job, is there anything that you feel that you struggle with like a lot?
Social media,
Right.
which is like more than 50% of my job.
Mm-hmm.
I hate posting. I hate social media, but I have to do it in order to get clients. But my biggest issue is being consistent with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying, but
Yeah.
still lacking.
Yeah, because it's a very weird dynamic where you kind of have to be the artist and content creator at the same time.
Yep. And
Yeah.
I don't even like to answer my phone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the hardest thing for me.
Like, I mean, this is like a weird shot. I do have considered like having a social media manager, like some. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
'Cause I'm work enough.
yeah. I very much understand.
Okay, I work enough, but I don't at the same time. Not
Yeah.
enough to hire somebody, but
Mm.
as soon as I can afford that shit, I'm doing it. Because
Yeah, I
I
get you.
can't. I hate
Yeah, yeah.
hate social media.
It, it is a very weird thing, kind of like I find it very interesting that like people that have to use social media, like the content creators or the people that run businesses on social media, might not as that exact even like social media. Is a very interesting like contradiction. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's actually the part that most tattoo artists, when I talk to most of my tattoo artist
Yeah.
friends, my colleagues, are like, that's the part I hate the most. Yeah. We all are very introverted.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another thing too.
So like, we touched on like more. We've gone through like the business. We've gone through the professional life. Like now coming out to something more personal. Is there anything like about yourself that you like take pride in, like a characteristic, a quality, an achievement?
Brutal honesty.
Mm-hmm.
I was scared to give it at first when I first started tattooing, but then I realized that there was like a disconnect with me and my clients.
Mm-hmm.
And the more truthful I was with my clients, the more likely they were to return. So I just completely dropped the veil. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, that may not look the most professional with some people
Yeah.
some instances, but in my case and in my profession, I can very quite literally tell somebody that their tattoo design that they wanted looks like a phallus.
Yeah.
I have said that multiple times and had to be like, yeah, no, can I redesign this? Because
Yeah.
this is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm not the only one.
But the thing is that actually happens with us on the like graphic design side,
Exactly.
right? Like so it's like it might seem like somebody might say it might seem rude you're like, oh, you're just saying whatever you might think, but it's like, it's like, I'm taking you into consideration when I'm saying this thing. It's like, dog, you look like you got a dick on your arm. Like, you want that, like, or
For the
something
rest of your
for the
life,
rest of your life.
and then
Like,
you have to cover that shit up.
yeah, like.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, but yeah, brutal. Actually, that's something that we've always had. Funny enough, like growing up, like
Mhm.
even since BCC days, like that's
Always.
yeah. So, but I'm glad that that still rings true, even though it going into your
Mhm.
professional life. So, yeah, I don't have anything. Actually, is there anything else that you would like to mention the camera, like anything you want to say, like in regards to like if you had to like impart like a lesson for other aspiring tattoo artists or artists in general or creatives, like anything you would have like a piece of advice you would give them?
This kind of goes for all creatives. There will be a lot of rejection,
Mm,
not just from consumers, not just from social media in general, but just also from yourself. There will be a lot of like self rejection,
mm,
among other types of rejection, and you just have to push through it.
mm.
Especially if you want it bad enough, you're gonna push through it.
Yeah,
That's all. To be
that's
honest.
fair. That's very fair. Well, thank you very much for being on this episode with me. As I said, guys,
Thank
this
you
is
for having me.
yeah, this is Kai. You can find her at
Rassel tattoos. Rassel underscore tattoos. Say with your chest.
It's just so funny. It's just so funny. Right,
I
right.
love people's reactions.
Oh my god! Right.
It does the job.
Yeah, it does. I will say this: you cannot forget that name. You literally
No,
cannot forget that
even
name.
if you don't know
But
what
what
it
it means
means,
is like
it's still like, huh?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can find Kaya on Rassel Tattoos, on Rassel underscore tattoos, and you have a website or anything?
Nope.
Okay,
I'll get there eventually.
yeah, we'll get there eventually. When the website goes up, we'll post that. But for time being, oh, I'm in Canada now, so I'm like having a great time. Especially these guys are gonna like take me out to like some place today, and we're gonna have a great time. I hope you all are at home having a great time as well. And have a good day.
Bye.